welcome to a new video. So as you can see, it's quite gloomy today, so I'm sorry for the lighting. I'm actually using my iPad as lighting. Anyway, today's gonna be a busy day. I have classes to catch up on. I have an oath taking later, and so I just thought that it would be fun to bring you with me on a very productive day, because lately I haven't had many productive days. I spend the day binge watching stuff. Anyway, so actually, reading wise, last night I finished the first volume of Noragami, which is the Stray God. If you know the anime, you know that it's absolutely legendary, so good, but they still haven't followed up on the anime. And last night I was planning to read a new manga and I came upon Noragami again. I forgot why, maybe on Twitter, because Twitter people, they never forget Noragami. So then they just reminded me that like it exists, and so I decided to give the manga a try. Maybe I'd squeeze out more content from there, but as I saw from Wikipedia, the volumes of the manga actually come out so slow. It's been like how many years? 10 years, because it started 2013 I believe, and the English translation started around 2014, and still there are only a few volumes of the manga. So yeah, but we take what we can get, so I want to read that more. And Noragami is actually about this god named Yato, and he's like a former warrior god. So the modern times, you don't really need warrior gods anymore, so he doesn't have many followers. He doesn't have any followers, and he works as like an errands guy. He just has his number in random places, and when people call him, he can just assist them, and they give him 5 yen, I think, and he's saving that inside a bottle so that he can make a shrine for himself, which is just so sad and yet so endearing, and it's just so fun. He's such a crazy character, and he meets this girl, what's her name, Hiyori. He meets this girl Hiyori, and she's actually someone whose soul is kind of detached from her body at times, because she saved Yato from a bus and then her soul got detached, and so she's with Yato so he can help her reattach her soul permanently. And then I actually started reading this one again, Letters to a Young Poet by Rilke, and this is actually a book that I got when I had like my board exams after the first day, and I was thinking I was gonna read it, but obviously I was quite nervous for the second day as well, and I just had no brain cells left, so I didn't really absorb the first maybe 2 pages that I've read of this. So this is actually, if you guys don't know, this is a book of just Rilke's correspondence with this person who is asking him for advice on his poetry, I believe, and he gives the person advice on life as well, just how you live life. And so it's been hailed as one of the greatest classics, so I want to read this, and it's very short. Oh, and earlier I have also been watching Emmy's vlog on cozy autumnal book recommendations, and I got some great recommendations. I got Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen, which I didn't care for before, but now that she said that it's like a gothic novel, I want to read it. I love gothic novels. And then we have A Thousand Steps into the Night by Tracy Chee. I remember distinctly that I put this in my want to read shelf in Goodreads because they kind of pitched it as Studio Ghibli vibes, and Emmy said that it has Spirited Away vibes, and I actually forgot that this book existed, and I was so excited to read it before, but now that I remember it again, I want to read it for the last quarter of the year, I guess. And then what's the other one? Oh, Crooked House by Agatha Christie, and Emmy said that it's kind of like Knives Out, and that's one of my favorite movies. Well, not really favorite, I guess, but favorite autumnal spooky season, fall season reads. movies. So I'm very excited for that. I want to read that as well. Not that my TBR list is not long enough, but yeah. And so actually the first order of the day is just me catching up on classes, because I believe that the deadline is tomorrow and I have 3 classes to attend and a comprehensive assignment, so that kind of concerning. I have only until tomorrow to do that. If you guys don't know, I actually enrolled in the fall term of MIT and so I really need to do that. Also, I'm on financial assistance, so I don't really have a choice. I need to finish the course. It's gonna be so embarrassing if I don't finish it after I applied for financial assistance, so I have to do that. It's actually on sustainable energy. Ta-da! Sustainable energy. And I'm on week 3, the goal for today. And obviously, of course, read some letters to a young poet by Rilke. Okay, actually, before I get into studying, I got this from my order from Cider. And I'm just gonna put some of the stickers on here. Queen of the Universe, because who doesn't want to be Queen of the Universe? Oh my god. This is not... okay. Where should I put it? Here. Ta-da! And then... oh my god, the dog. This one. It's so cheesy, but it's fine. Be you, do you, for you. And then just maybe one last one. Sure, we can do... actually, I love this. I love green apples more than red apples. This one. It looks like a butt. A butt. Oh, but then there's still space here. Okay, last one. This one. This bubble thing. Ta-da! I love to see it. It's me in my study form.
Don't want to contravene and take what we got off the screen. I kinda like the old routine. Let's stick to ones and O's. I hate to break binary code. We'd make the system overload. I can't decrypt it all, but our software's uncompatible. Let's keep it digital. Let's keep it digital. Let's keep it.
Okay, that homework was actually so brutal, and it took me a while to figure it out, and I had to answer a question wrong so that I would understand that I was doing it wrong. But yeah, good thing I only got one wrong answer, that initial one, but I felt so dumb. Anyway,
Pick your season or occupation. It's time to send in your application. Get to know your short-term friends you only talk to till summer ends. The best way to spend your day in it when you're only making $10 every 60 minutes. Let's clock out, you and me.
I always love seeing my birthday in books, and look, it's here in Rilke's book. How cool. Go into yourself, examine the reason that bids you to write. Check whether it reaches its roots into the deepest region of your heart. Admit to yourself whether you would die if it should be denied you to write. This above all, ask yourself in your night's quietest hour, must I write? Dig down into yourself for a deep answer. And if it should be affirmative, if it is given to you to respond to this serious question with a loud and simple, I must, then construct your life according to this necessity. Your life right into its most inconsequential and slightest hour. may become a sign and weakness of this urge. That's so good. Imagine just wanting some kind of comment or like criticism for your work and freaking Rilke sends you that. I mean, come on. Wow. This is the outfit for the oath taking. It's so hot. What you can hear is the electric fan. Oh my god. Okay, since the organizers have not yet let me into the oath-taking ceremony, which is quite concerning. Anyway, I'm just gonna tell you what I think about Letters to a Young Poet from Rilke. I'm like halfway through, and what I can say is that I think the charm of this book comes from just the discussion on human existence. I think it's a very interesting topic for everyone, and not everyone can discuss the human existence as well as Rilke does, and it just makes you feel like you're not alone in the world, and it makes you feel like somebody understands and somebody has actual substantial and important messages to relate to you. So I think that's what this book is giving me. And since Rilke is a poet, it's really packaged in a way that tugs on your heartstrings and just makes you understand the meaning of what they are saying more. Just somebody who has such a great command of words telling you about life. I already know that this is gonna be a 5-star read. I'm just halfway, but I know already. Anyway, so I have this beside me, and I also have Emma by Jane Austen. I said that I kind of want to read that book in the fall season, sorry. Just the fan. Anyway. And I think Emma is Jane Austen's book that's kind of just, it has spring summer vibes, so I don't know if I'm still gonna enjoy reading it while it's kind of gloomy. But Emma is my favorite Jane Austen movie, although I haven't really watched much, but I really love Emma, and people who know me really know how much I love Emma because I make them watch the movie and they don't understand, like literally they think it's kind of boring, but I really love Emma, so I might start this one. I don't know, I already have so many. Hold on, there's someone messaging me. My friends still aren't let inside the Zoom yet. Anyway, I already have so many pictures on Instagram, I think, with me holding Emma, so I think it's kind of a scam that I still haven't started reading this, but here we go. Also, look at my nails. My friend said that it kind of looked like blood. Oh my god, it does. I tried water marbling my nails and it's so hard. I've tried it before when I was in high school and college and it didn't work out. Forgivable, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for the Zoom. And my hair's just like this because who cares? Yeah, okay, bye.
Oh baby, first you make your dough and you roll out the crust. While we're working on the ladders, I'm my butter, yeah. Number 2, you mix the berries and the sugar into a pot. Don't you worry, baby, I got sugar for you. You just believe me, it'll turn out fine when we're making blackberry pie.
The oath taking is done and the medal just arrived. Hi. It's cute.
Your season of occupation. It's time to send in your application. Get to know your short-term friends. Only
Hello everyone, so I have finished Letters to a Young Poet by Rilke, and honestly, this has become one of my favorite books ever. And I'm not just saying this because this is probably a favorite by many people, but it actually is one of my favorites now. And it's just so amazing to be able to experience this type of literature where the person who is writing it is just so comforting as a personality, or their mindset is just something that you would be interested in. And Rilke does not pretend like he knows everything in the world. Like, he doesn't pretend to have his whole life together. And it's just so comforting to have someone just be telling you these things. And I think something that I'm having a hard time with is how to actually sell this book to you without being so vague. But then, what else can I say? It's just amazing, an amazing book, an amazing collection of letters by Rilke, and it's just amazing. And some of my favorites actually are the letters when Rilke was in Rome. So yeah, this one, the 1903 Rome letter, that's one of my favorites. I was so enamored with how someone could think of a place like that in a different manner. And once you read it, you would be like, yeah, Rome is kind of like that. And as someone who is in a field that glorifies Rome, I mean, just as a civilization, as a city, Rome was glorious. It was innovative. It had a lot of just pretty good planning things, and I'm in the field of planning, so that's amazing. But then there's this other side to Rome where it's just a tourist attraction now, and just thinking of how it was before and how it is now, kind of like that. Yeah. I think, honestly, I won't be able to describe it as good as Rilke does, but that's what I can say about that. And then also, my favorite one is also a letter from Rome, but this one kind of discusses love, and with it discusses the role of women in society and in the world. And here it says that one day there will be girls and women whose name will no longer just signify the opposite of the male, but something in their own right. Something which does not make one think of any supplement or limit, but only of life and existence, the female human being. I mean, come on. We dream of a world where this is universally the norm. We've come a long way from Rilke's time, obviously, but there's still some room for progress, you know? And it's just nice to have someone in the olden times to be able to recognize this. And yeah. And then also this Swedish, no, it's not Swedish. This letter from Sweden where, what's this about? I just put like dog ear the pages that are my favorites. Hmm. Oh, this is about grief and how, I think, if I understand it correctly, how things pass through you, but they're not into you. Kind of like that. How I absorbed it, how I rationalize, wow, how I rationalize it in my brain is that things don't happen to you, but they just passed through you, which is kind of comforting in a way because it does not mean that you are altered as a human being. It's not changing you per se as something you just pass through in life. If that's how you interpreted it too, then we're thinking of the same thing. And then last one is this one. Oh, this is the one I was talking about earlier, where Rilke does not pretend to have his whole life together. And here, Rilke says, "And if I have anything else to say to you, it is this. Do not think that the person who is trying to console you lives effortlessly among the simple, quiet words that sometimes makes you feel better. His life is full of troubles and sadness and falls far short of them. But if it were any different, he could never have found the words that he did." Probably one of the, like, I don't know if it was intended, but Rilke ends his letters with yours, R.M. Rilke, except for one letter, I think, with devotion and sympathy. But then in the last letter, it says ever yours, and I just think that that was the thing that made me want to cry. But anyway, such a good book. Please read it if you are interested in this type of book. The hype is real. Such a gorgeous book. I may not have been able to fully express myself and fully express the magnificence of this book, but it is a great book. So, anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!